Okay. So, let's see. Oh, Sarah, hi. I see that you're here. Okay, now I see some people are coming on. Okay, let me just turn down my volume. Can you hear me okay? I'm assuming so, but if you could type yes or no, that'd be really helpful. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I got it set up. So now I see there's comments. There's a new comment. Hi, and it's great to see you, Sarah. All right, so what I'm going to do, okay, is talk about, this is the live masterclass on how to quiet your mind. It is not a sales pitch. I'm not here to sell you anything. I will tell you that the way I'm going to do this is to start with showing you a few slides, and then I'm just going to go into talking. And so I don't plan on being here more than half an hour, if that. Okay, since there's really no one on here with me in the Zoom room, it may be even less than half an hour. So get something to write with while I find something here. Okay, got it. Got all the good stuff up here, ready to go. So I'm going to start with the slides, and then we'll go into where I just talk. Thank you for bearing with me. So I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, I am. Share my screen. Oh, I see. Hold up. Okay, bring that up. And we're starting with quiet your mind. Okay, there we go. So this masterclass, my intention is by the end of this short training, you will feel a newfound sense of confidence where there was once uncertainty, and clarity where you might have been confused. Like, how do I quiet my mind? A lot of my clients say, I can't even meditate because I can't quiet my mind enough to meditate, right? And conscious awareness that it is totally possible for you to clear your mind very easily. So what I need from you is, if we were live, I would say keep yourself muted, but get yourself a pen and paper or something to write with, because I'm most of the time not going to be using the slides. So first off, I'm telling you guys, let it be easy, this hokey picture of me. But if that could be your one mantra to pick up from me, don't overthink it. You know, you think, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, then you're right? But if you're like, oh, I can do this. Hi, Lindsay. Then let it be easy, okay? So you can take a screenshot of this, or you can write it down. Thevibealigner.com is a free tool that I offer, and bosstheclock.com. You can go to both of those so you can see what they're about. Now, hi, Lindsay. So who is Jennie, and why should I listen to a word she says, right? So actually, it's so ironic, Lindsay, you're here, because I think this is when you met me, is when I had my store. So I come from a retail buying background. And I worked for stores like Macy's and Loehmann's and Fox's, where I was in merchandising and really, had business background. And so at some point, my whole career culminated in me opening my own store. So I was so happy with that. And it was, hi, Eddie, welcome. So The thing about having my own store, though, is I opened it right in the recession. I opened in 2007. So by 2011, I was done. My knees, my lease, was up, and they said, "Do you want to renew?" And I was like, "No, no, yes." Lindsay says, "Yes, you made me look beautiful." Thank you. I know the store was fun, but when I closed the store, what I did was I went into psychology. I went back to school. I finished my degree in psychology, and that led me to getting a kind of, I call it an MBA. I mean, not an MBA. I'm three classes shy of my MBA, but I went back for what I say master's in ADHD because I went into becoming an ADHD coach. And so that's where I say I really, focused on the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and now my work is going into the super conscious mind. But this is when I started, because I had a business background. I really went into all this business coaching for the longest time. And then about 2 years ago, I started going into this, segued into this, I would say more soul coaching kind of. So now I help people with perfectionism and productivity and time management. So who better to learn from than someone who has been coaching the very population that struggles with extraneous chatter the most, right? If you've got a fast brain and you forget ADHD or not, I don't care. If you've got a mind that's always thinking and you overthink, you think, how do I quiet my mind, right? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So do you suffer from any of these, right? Perfectionism, analysis paralysis, people pleasing, FOMO, self-sabotage, and overwhelm? And if you do, then, I invite you to either work with me, or you can watch my YouTube channel or in this Facebook group. That's what all of my Lightwalker healing work is about. Yes, Eddie's like, yes, this is you. Is this you? So I say there's 5 types of overthinking. And I don't know which one you are, right? Which one are you? Are you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? The first one is really like, if you just really have a low threshold for boredom and you're always thinking about what's the next thing to think about, or you might be the curious curator who's always looking up things online, like at 1 a.m. about how, what flamingos eat. Like you might just be going a fact-finding mission, right? And then at the end of the time, you're like, why did I go down that rabbit hole? There's also verbal processing, which is a type of overthinking because you are thinking about everything you're saying, right, at the same time. Then I call it the examiner, which is kind of like number 2, except that you're asking a lot of questions. Maybe you're so curious, but instead of looking up things, you're actually asking people the questions. And number 5, the aroused analyzer. This is me, okay? Claim to have sleep issues, but your brain just doesn't shut off, right? Your brain just keeps going on. And so learning how to meditate was one way that really helped me get out of the staying up thinking after, my body, I'm laying there in bed and my mind just kept going. So I don't know which one you might identify with here. If you want to type in the comments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that might be fun. But I was a 5. So I'm a recovered 5. So the mistakes, right? These are some of the reasons that you're in your head. You think things should be harder than they are, right? Are you the type that's always trying to solve a problem? Oh, Lindsay says 2 and 5. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah. Eddie's 5. Yeah, me too. So you think things should be harder than they are. So you're always trying to solve, your brain is always trying to solve a problem. Even if you're over it, you're like, my brain is just thinking of solutions. Or you might be thinking things should be a certain way, which is perfectionism, right? Or black and white thinking, right? You think about how things went in the past, which could be worry or rumination, like, well, if it happened that way before, it's going to happen that way again. Or what if this happens this way? Like you're making up stuff just to worry about. You feel like you don't know something, which leads you down the rabbit hole, right? The seeking. perpetual seeking, searching, learning, which just add more thoughts and feelings. So I'm going to tell you that the biggest mistake you're making is that you are believing everything you think. Oh, Sarah says 2 and 5 also. So we have, yeah, like curious people here and people staying up late. But you believe everything you think, right? That's the biggest mistake, because it's not really true. I hate to tell you, but it's not true. So today I'm going to talk to you about how to clear your mind without using boring meditations. Not all meditations are boring, but if you struggle with clearing your mind enough to even meditate, this is perfect for you. And I promise that by the time we leave, right, you'll have 5 top strategies for folks that have racy brains. And if you decide I've been helpful, then you might want to sign up for my Boss the Clock, which is in September. You have lots of time, but that one's $37, right? This masterclass is totally free. And like I said, at the end of it, I'm not selling you anything. So this is where we're at. We're in the 5 crazy ways to clear your mind. Who wants to clear their mind? Okay, so I'm done with my slides. And this is where Jenny's just going to talk. Okay. So this is why you want a pen and paper if you haven't got one yet. Get something to write with, because there's nothing to screenshot here. I'm just going to be talking. All right. So the first one, I'm going to tell you the first few. Here's the secret. I'm not giving you 5 only. I always over deliver. I always give tons of value. And I know that there's some things that would really help you. You don't age. You're so sweet, Lindsay. So I'm going to give you these, I would say 11, maybe not secret ones, and then we'll go into the secret ones, okay, or like the crazy ones. So the first one is self-care, which is all about sleeping, eating, well, nutrition, right, and exercise. If you're taking care of yourself physically, then your mind will be as clear, like that will really help. Clearly, it's not all there is, right, Eddie? Because I know exercises more than you, and so that's not all there is to it. But when you look up, like, how do I clear my mind? People always say, oh, self-care, which leads us into mindfulness. Mindfulness is noticing, right? Not analyzing. It's just noticing. So notice only what's in front of you and assign any analysis, to your mental file of background. If you can start to do mindfulness, you will start to clear your mind. Absolutely. The best strategy in the world for ADHD is mindfulness. Then also take a shower. Now, this one's not easy to do and you can't do it wherever you are, but if you go in the shower, you'll notice that your mind, you go on autopilot. When we're doing things like maybe folding our laundry or vacuuming or taking a shower, our mind clears out and we kind of tap into this part of we get like what, feels like inspiration or intuition or just relaxing. So, obviously that's a way, but that's not how to do it fast and easy, but that's definitely a way. Number 4, take a walk or some other kind of movement exercise. And Eddie, since you're on here, I know, right? That whole runner's high. Runners get this like very clear, focused, calm feeling come over them when they run a lot. It's awesome. That's a clear mind. But, I'm not going to say it happens every time you exercise, like if you do yoga, whatever, but you can practice mindfulness while you're doing stretches. So you don't have to go crazy and exercise a ton, but it helps, right? Maybe just even taking a walk to clear your head. Number 5, breathe deep. Inhale deep and slow like this. Hold it. Yes, Eddie says runner's high is real and legit. Yes, it is. I used to run, so I know. It absolutely is. Number 6, do brain dump. Do you guys know what a brain dump is? Brain dump is where you just get a piece of paper and just write everything out. This is great at night before you go to bed. Just write all your thoughts on a piece of paper, just on a notepad. You don't have to organize the thoughts. You don't have to write detailed sentences. Just thoughts on paper, brain dump, clears your head. That's not another secret strategy, but it works, right? Also, number 7, clear your surroundings. if you clear your surroundings, they say whatever's going on in here is what you see out here. So if you have a mess around you, you probably have a cluttered thoughts, right? So clear your surroundings. Number 8, this is cool. I think this isn't exactly a secret either, but consume less content. Your brain is always analyzing, right? So if you're always feeding it ideas, like if you're scrolling and scrolling on your phone, you're feeding your brain more things to analyze. So you're just really filling up your head with more thoughts. So be more picky. Like watch and listen to only the things that you're really interested in. Don't do it just for sport, Number 9, break patterns. I like that one. This is one that not everybody realizes. You'll stimulate your senses and remain alert, right? Because your brain will be busy with the new stimuli. And instead of, repeating old thoughts and patterns, it's going to shut off its analyzer. It's just going to intake. So for example, if I leave my driveway, instead of making a right, I'm going to make a left. Instead of ordering chocolate ice cream, I'll order vanilla. Or instead of having coffee, I'll have tea or water. Like just break some of your habits, break your patterns. And then your brain is more clear and open because it's not just on its regular loop of analyzing. Do you break patterns through new habits? Yes. It's funny that you asked that, Eddie. It's a great question because you're breaking a pattern usually to create a new habit, but then you want to create a pattern of the new habit. So, don't go all black and white on me thinking in absolutes, okay? It's not I have habits or I don't have habits. I'm just saying to challenge yourself maybe once or twice a day to break the pattern. To what do they call it? Flip the script and go off script. If I usually do this, let me just switch it up. But if you're trying to create a habit, that's kind of a whole different thing, right? So number 10, notice a thought. And this is what you do in mindfulness. Notice a thought. But instead of just noticing it and putting it in the background, I want you to set it in your mind, set it on a cloud and have the cloud float away. Just that visual exercise of putting your thought on a cloud and it goes away. Number 11 is same, but with an emotion, right? Notice it, set it on a cloud and have it float away. So there's no analysis here, right? You're just a pair of eyes watching it float away. And that's what's really key is not analyzing. So those are 11 things that I think if you were to Google how to clear my mind, that's what people would tell you. These are the typical strategies and they work. But for some of us, we haven't got the time, the energy, or we need something that's going to work really fast, right? So here is where I come up with my 5 crazy ones. Ready? We're going to expand on this idea of being the pair of eyes. Imagine just your eyeballs, like your physical eyeballs, being unattached to your brain and just floating in space. Let's do that right now. Just kind of imagine your eyeballs just floating in space. Because there's no brain, so there's no thoughts to go with it. Yeah, I like that one. It's interesting. All right, you guys ready for the next one? Next crazy one, number 2. Listen for a sound in the distance. Like right now, just listen. What's the sound that's the furthest away from you right now? Sarah's laughing. I hear the humming of an air conditioner. Does anybody else hear anything? And I also hear, I think someone's mowing their lawn. It's really, really faint. But while I'm listening, see, my head is clear. I'm not thinking, I'm not analyzing, I'm not thinking any thoughts. The refrigerator running, yes, that's a good one. You hear the hum. You might even hear the hum of a computer, extractor fan, yes. Yeah, that clears your head really fast. So wherever you are, unless you happen to be in a place with loud noise, right? Then it's not so easy to do that one. So here's the thing. It's like that, but if there's a loud noise, let's say you're in a restaurant or you're in a loud house, there's a lot of commotion going on. You can just check your pulse. And if you're kind of like me, who never really feels their pulse, because maybe I'm a vampire, put your hand like on your heart and listen for the beat. So even if it's loud, that gets you centered, clear-headed, as your brain is paying attention, is on alert for this very quiet thing. It clears your mind. We like that one? I like that one. Okay, so here's one that I don't think a lot of people know about. Ask yourself a question that you do not know the answer to and that you do not care about the answer to it. Like, here, I wrote down some examples. Like, ask yourself, how many hairs are on that person's head? A, you do not care, right? B, you can't possibly know. Or how many hairs are on my cat? Or how many hairs are on a cat? Like, who knows? Who knows? Who cares? In that moment, though, your brain goes, boop, clear. You could ask yourself, how many windows are in Chicago? Like, who knows? Who knows? Who cares, right? And then this reminded me, I saw this one. Does anybody watch How It's Made? It's like a TV show. I think it's the most boring TV show on the planet. Sorry for anybody that likes it, but they one time had this show on how to make the cardboard middles of the paper towel holders and the toilet paper holders. And I was like, ah, this will challenge my intuition to not search on Google. Yes. Yes. Eddie, no cheating. You cannot search the answer because these are unanswerable questions. Okay, nobody knows and nobody cares. And if they did know, that would be crazy, right? Well, they will know how to make those metals because, like I said, that was on the show. But like, you just want to ask yourself a question about something that you have no interest in. You just really don't care because in that moment, your brain's not analyzing it. And in fact, if anything, your brain's going tunes out, just numbs out and clears. Yeah. Okay. So now number 4 of the 5 amazing, crazy ones. Click your heels. You can do this anywhere. Click your heels 3 times. Oh, now I forgot. I need to premise this. All right. What you want to do, did anybody see the movie Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey and Morgan Freeman? They are in some parts of the movie when they're in this white room. It's just like a total white room. The door's white, the ceiling's white, the floor is white, the chair is white, everything's white. They're both dressed in all white. There's just really nothing to look at. The Wizard of Oz. No, Bruce Almighty. There's like just a white room. So in this number 4, right? You're going to click your heels. Yes, Wizard of Oz. Oh, I get it now, Sarah. Thank you. You click your heels 3 times and you go straight into that white room. You don't go into Oz. You go into the white room where nothing is. I hope that makes sense. It's nice because if you're somewhere and you're like in an office or something, there's people all around, you don't really want to hold your heart or do other things. Just click your heels 3 times and put yourself in that white room and you're just like, nothing's going on. Nothing's in here. So, you kind of get bored, right? Which boredom shuts off your brain. So it's a wonderful thing. And number 5, right? This one, I hope you can do it right now because this one's really fun to do. I'm going to do it right now. You're not even going to realize I'm doing it, but I want you to concentrate on moving your third toe. Ready? Go. Just your third toe by itself, independent of the other toes. See? Clear mind. Clear mind, thinking nothing. Okay. And now, like I said, even though I gave you 11 common ones, 5 crazy ones, I have one more because I love to give all I got. Ready? I kind of said it a minute ago. You're going to imagine yourself holding a piece of bread and imagine that you're holding a knife and you're buttering the bread. No, you're not hopeless, Sarah. You can do this. You have to practice. It's like anything, you have to practice. So you butter the bread back and forth, just butter the bread. What you're doing is you're completely boring yourself, right? There's almost nothing more boring than imagining yourself sitting there buttering bread. If you can think of something more boring, then think of that. But basically, your brain goes, "Ooh, I'm done." Which is now, the point is not to just be all your toes move. Exactly. You have to just move the third toe by itself. And in trying to do that, your brain should just clear out for just a minute, right? We're looking for just a window of opportunity to clear your mind so that then you can get engaged with a meditation or redirect yourself. What do I really need to be doing right now, right? When you're sitting there just overthinking, you're wasting tons of time, you're wasting your energy. And these are the ways to clear your mind so that you can then be more intentional and do something else. Do something, I don't want to say better, but just something that you really want to be doing instead of having your brain just on autopilot analyzing nonsense, right? So see, we're under half an hour. I hope this has been helpful. What's Sarah say? Yes, but all my toes move when I try to just move one. That's all I know. Well, mine too. Or mine, none of them move, right? I'm trying to move my third toe and none of them move. If I try to move my third toe, yeah, they all move. Now, I've heard some people say they can do this. So if you're the crazy person that can move your third toe independently from all the others, please type that in the comments and let me know so that I can just give you a silent round of applause. That's like a stupid human trick, right? Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. Did you guys like this? Did you like a little training? Little something, something? Because I could come in here every once in a while and do some little trainings in the group. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to do. And I hope it's been helpful. Yes, Eddie says yes. Good. I'm glad. Sarah says yes. Good. Lindsay says yes. Yes. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming and watching. So I hope to, oh, you know what I'm going to throw out? You're welcome. Well, actually, I have nothing else. I have nothing to sell, but I will say if you're interested, Monday I start my new Level Up group. And if you're interested, just DM me for asking me what that's about. Otherwise, I will see you guys soon. Hopefully, maybe within I don't know, if you have something that you want to learn about or a challenge that you want me to address or talk about, I can do another live another time. Just, just type it in the group like, hey, do you have anything about whatever? Okay. All right, cool. All right, guys, well, go have a wonderful evening and I will see you later. Bye.